All right, now, on the Diddy front,
Whew.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that, I mean, we are not going to, I'm just going to look at Rich in the face. Do not, we don't need you reading verbatim any of the stuff that's out there. I just know as we get in this conversation, you're going to start seeing things and saying things. Don't.
Okay.
Okay? Because that ain't
I'll let you do it.
Now, don't let me do it. I'm just saying, have your conversation, but I do not want to hear about nothing going on in anyone's mouth.
You're out. Too descriptive.
Because it's way too much. It's day one, and they throwing them all out there.
That's
but
day one. That's why they have to
What
do it.
I will tell you, at the opening statement of his team was an hour and a half.
That's too long, bro.
That is, I mean, but it was on point.
Yeah.
Like, I walked away yesterday after seeing Mo Gungot and a whole bunch of people who were in the room. Because TikTok, first of all, is about to make everybody rich.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only people who are allowed in the court then come out and have people run into their TikToks so they can get the updates.
Tell everything.
And so now their numbers are going up like crazy. So anybody who's made it into that gallery, into the courtroom, is eating well off that first, because they're like, hey, come back to me because I'm gonna have all the exclusive stuff. You ain't gonna be able to see this on the news.
I hit follow.
You're not gonna be able to see it. So a bunch of people are getting followed. Now, I walked away after seeing all of the recaps, and I saw like 4 different ones.
Okay.
I'm starting to think that he might get off.
I told you.
And the only
Is
reason,
that what Mo said?
the only reason is because everything that they're pointing out is true. They're like, he's a scumbag. He's an abuser. He's, a philanderer. He's a cheater. He's all of these things, but none of those things is what he's charged with. And it's so true because they're like, yes, he did, that unthinkable thing in the video. Yes, he was sleeping around, and Cassie was, when he was with Kim Porter, he was cheating with Cassie. Cassie was jealous of Kim Porter. Like all of these women were vying to be the top spot because they knew money was coming with the top spot and prestige was coming with the top spot. So he's messy, but that ain't racketeering.
And that's not against the law.
That ain't like sex trafficking.
Right.
Sex trafficking is what Epstein did, flying people out to where people were being held.
Right.
But this was people who were coming to party with him because they wanted the top spot.
Okay, so it's just for a second, we got to pause. So this is just about racketeering and trafficking. There's no other allegations.
That's all that he is being charged with racketeering and sex trafficking.
Okay.
And business purposes for the different wording of it, but those are the crux of where his big charges are.
Yeah.
So they keep pointing. Mark Garagos and the lady, I forgot the lady's name, but they killed it as far as the opening statement. Now, there was a sex worker who stepped forward and denoted a whole bunch of stuff from the Gramercy Hotel.
Right.
And he basically said he was a manager of like a Chippendales mail review type thing. They got a phone call, and he had to go over and perform for a bachelorette party.
Okay.
And they had him come over, and Cassie answers the door and says, "I'm sorry, it's not a bachelorette party. It's actually just for me for my birthday. My husband kind of got you as a gift for me, if you don't mind." He said she answered the door, red wig, red lingerie. He said she was red glasses. She was the most beautiful he had ever seen. And her husband was in the room wearing a robe and a bandana over his face and a backwards baseball cap and didn't say anything. So he's like, I couldn't see it was Diddy.
Right.
He's like, now when he spoke, I knew it was Diddy. She kept referring to him as babe. So they ended up doing the do. And he said it was too much for me. And he's like, so it was wrapped up pretty quick.
Okay.
But he referred to that whole thing. He said she only gave him like $200.
That was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're supposed to
said
tip
he
on
made
top of that.
more, through their relationship, but that Gramercy Hotel trip only got him like $200.
Okay. And is that where the other thing happened as well, which we're not going to talk about?
Yes. I mean, listen, I'm not saying don't talk about it, but I'm just saying there are people nervous who are reporting on this story because day one, they were like, okay, so there was reported.
The dancer said, the guy that was talking about this said that it was on her request. So I do with that information what you will.
Yeah, that was apparently a situation where someone relieved themselves into the facial region of Cassie.
Right.
We'll just say it that way.
Yes.
Drip, drip, drip.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay quiet.
Very R. Kelly.
I'm just gonna stay quiet. Let's
Kelly.
just say they wanted a little R. Kelly action. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't say what happened.
I don't know how you talk about that, because I mean it's like
that's the shocking part.
The news stories are gonna have potholes in this whole thing, because this is the most salacious trial that will ever happen in life. We won't get to see the Jeffrey Epstein trial.
No.
We thought that's what we would see in the Jeffrey Epstein trial. We like, oh my God, all of these celebrities and all of these politicians and oh man, this is about to hit, and none of that hit the fan. So this actually starting, and day one you getting that? What you gonna get on day 12?
Day number 2.
We also got the illustrators to show the pictures of Diddy now, and now we actually do have facts that Diddy his hair is all white. He's looking fuzzy. They say he looked like a koala bear.
Fuzzy koala bear.
Yeah, and it just shows like how much hair clip for men my man was using. Because like, Diddy, have you seen these illustrations?
The sketch artists.
Yeah, sketch artist is horrible.
Oh really? They said that?
Horrible.
I thought they said he was good.
Horrible. Like they did that one with him with the heart. Who was doing a heart sign to his family, and he had the sweater on. It's like, but it just looks rough. It's like, man, you've seen a lot of trials where it's like, man, these were really killing it.
Yeah.
This ain't.
I did read that Diddy's daughters were there to support him, and then
his whole family was there.
But then once the allegations were coming out about them meeting up and getting details about what happened in the bedroom, they decided to leave halfway through because they didn't want to hear it.
The prosecution laid down a story of over 2 decades of Combs allegedly turning his empire into a criminal machine. See what I'm saying? Like, the opening statement for them was about, this dude is flawed. He's terrible. He dates, he cheats. These women, he uses them like, chess pawns.
Right.
That's what they concentrated on for over an hour. Now, the prosecutors paint a different story. Over 2 decades of Combs allegedly turning his empire into a criminal machine, using his empire to traffic, to drug people, to abuse women. They focused on the claims of Cassie and another woman referred to as Jane, including wild stories of them being, in the freak-offs involving escorts and violent abuse. But that's their tier to try and make it a part of the business.
Okay.
The rumor, very highly touted rumor of yesterday, is that the missing person who is victim number 3 is the girl Nina Han, who was with him. She's the one who said that she lost a baby. She had a miscarriage, and she was with him. She's from Vegas.
Okay.
Like the Asian-looking girl.
Yeah.
She was on with Tasha K back in the day.
I know you're talking about.
That's the girl that they're thinking is disappeared.
Interesting.
Because victim 1 is Cassie.
Yes.
Then there's a Jane Doe who's victim 2, and then victim 3, who they have a big chunk because she claimed that she was abused by him and there was a baby and all of this other stuff. That's the person that they're looking to try and kind of put a cap on all of the accusations. So they still haven't been able to locate her yet.
So Cassie will be questioned.
She will be.
Okay. I wonder when she's going to go up. How long does something like this take, like the trial in general? Is it a couple weeks? Or?
Oh no, it could be months.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
It just depends on how deep you're gonna go into the rabbit hole.
Okay.
The strongest thing is just I don't know how you can be a racketeering target and be sitting there by yourself. Because at some point they got to bring other people in. It's supposed to be a network of crime. So you got to have multiple people in there sitting and catching charges, because if the network ain't there, that ain't RICO.
Right.
The whole part of Young Thug was that, man, he got all of these members moving around and all of these people coming in, and you saw all the stream of people coming in and testify on their involvement in it and how they were taking orders from so-and-so and so-and-so. That's racketeering.
Yeah.
That's RICO. This is one dude. You can't RICO by yourself.
And we also got like a little bit of insight too, on like how this stuff stood like as a secret for so long. The first officer that the LA officer that made the call or went into the call for Cassie was saying that like he received money and Diddy told him like, don't tell nobody. So it's like how many years
Paying
and how many
off
things have
people.
been done that people have been paid off not to say anything about.
AD just said Fox 5 reported in New York and said this trial is expected to go for at least 6 to 8 weeks. So at least a couple months.
Wow.
This person asked out of 813, is there certain things Cassie can't speak on because she took money? No, because
is
an
federal.
NDA does not have to be reflected if it's a crime. So if you're asked by the courts, you can break an NDA real easy.
Which is going to be incredible to hear what she has to say because we haven't heard from her.
Yeah.
Just statements.
Well, we're not allowed to.
I mean, there are a lot.
They were just statements.
There are quite a few people from the music industry that are thinking that she's not going to look good after this.
Oh, interesting.
Just because, I mean, you can call it victim shaming or whatever, but it's just the people who have moved around that Universal, Interscope. Bad Boy has gone from Atlantic to Universal to Interscope. It's bopped around at different labels. So a lot of people have dealt with Diddy and Cassie and Day 26 and Donnie Klang and all that. So they've seen a lot. And she participated in
Some
lot.
things, yeah.
You know, and I mean, and people can say, oh, but she was
Drugs.
you know what I'm saying? No,
This or
drugged or
that.
scared or she was afraid, you know, like there's just a lot of stuff that people are saying, yo, she had a lot of opportunity to get out of there. You know, now could he come and find her or whatever if he had that all kind of power? That could be, but she was an open participant. And when she left Diddy to go with the trainer,
Yeah.
she left with a lot.
Right.
Like she got 30 million on that settlement,
Eventually.
but she left with assets, money, like stuff. She left with a bunch,
Right.
you know, and so she cashed out a couple times.
Are they going to show the video of the abuse?
Yeah, oh yeah, that, and I'm going to say they might
They
have
already
already.
did?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're going to show that. That I mean that
Interesting.
because that's the smoking gun about the abuse. That's not the smoking gun for the racketeering. They got to go deep on that.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the defense is they're going to say, like, yeah, she was a victim, but she was also a witness and a participant in a lot of this stuff. So it's one
Well,
of
that's
those,
what
like,
the first
character,
witness said. That's what the first
character
witness-
destroying things that, you know, the prosecution, well, not the prosecution, the defense is going to lean on right there.
Yeah.
I wonder, did she tell her husband all of this stuff before like if she discussed it with him? Because
Yes. That's so that information came out when he was hired to train her. That's when she started opening up to him, and he found out about all this stuff.
Did he
And
know?
so that's
'Cause,
yeah.
I mean, because
well, all of it. I mean, I
right,
can't
because
confirm that,
you know
but-
what I'm saying. Like if
a lot.
if I'm your man and I'm getting ready to date you, and you're like, yeah, you know what he does? He makes random sex workers quench my thirst with random body fluids.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if he knew every single detail, but it was enough where he basically rescued her.
all right.
He's a good guy, and he's also in court, by the way. I saw him walking out yesterday.
Just said out of the Palm Harbor area says, I feel like they've jumped the gun without getting all of the info. They charged him without getting all the info.
But the FBI, the FBI is not just gonna come at you with nothing.
Well, they
half-ass
caught
stuff.
they caught that guy on the plane in Miami, and I think that's what really jumped everything off. They got like that
Catalyst?
first, they got that
That's
first
still
thing of
not
evidence.
racketeering, though.
Well, if they got drugs and and they were using his plane to kind of move stuff.
That's
and,
evidence of.
and those were paid prostitutes potentially, and they were. It seems like they could have a case here. That's why this is happening.
That's still evidence of him committing crimes and trying to do something with an organization, as they're talking about. That is technically racketeering.
But it's not though. Like, okay, so for instance, Wayne got in trouble on one of his jets. You know, because they check the jets when they land. And I'm not saying anything that people haven't heard in interviews. But I remember when we were talking to one of his security dudes, and because Wayne rolls with Like, you know how Snoop has a celebrity roller?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, Wayne has people like that, too. Just people who, you know, they ain't got time to do it themselves. They
Most
do it.
artists do.
And, right, exactly. That's
It's
what I'm
very
saying.
common.
Most artists do. So if you are one of those people who need it to be where you're going, you have somebody who is that carrier, that person.
The mule.
And a mule or whatever,
That's
or just
what they
that
call
person who is on your squad,
Yeah.
the roller, you know, executive. And apparently when the customs was coming onto the plane,
Oh God.
the person got nervous because they're like, oh my God, this is U.S. Customs. I'm not trying to go to Gitmo. So they took it and took the bag of what was in it and put it up into the toilet, but into like the bowl, like where they put their arm in there and put it up in the toilet.
Oh wow.
So it wouldn't
That's
get
smart.
caught.
Smart.
But it got ruined.
Yeah.
And Wayne was like cussing mad that after the custom people had left, they're like, who put it in the toilet? Like it even wet it all up. So now there's none on the plane. And he's mad at the handler. I'm telling you all this. It's all of these stars have somebody who makes those things, those
happen.
things happen.
And they're usually the fall guy
so we're
too.
gonna accuse everybody of racketeering because they got a drug friend. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not racketeering. Racketeering is like real. That's Scarface, you know, type
Moving
of stuff.
heavy stuff.
That's like real criminal activity. This is his own nasty. And Mark Garagos ripped him. Like he is not a good guy. He's a domestic abuser. He's terrible. He's not nice. We ain't all here with him because he's a great guy, but he ain't a racketeer. And I'm like,
Wow.
Well,
like, man, that's day one. You can calling his baby ugly.
Yeah.
the thing is, though, is like with all the witnesses, and we still don't know who some of them are. They're all going to be on the stand against him, and if those are people that were in business with him, then that's where the racketeering and everything starts.
And
coming
maybe
in.
a lot of those people have, issues. Maybe they weren't paid enough or fully paid out or anything like that. Maybe they need some more. So you don't know what their motives are necessarily.
Somebody just sent us the definition of racketeering: a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. Racketeering is defined by a coordinated effort by multiple people to repeatedly earn a profit, typically by fraud, extortion, bribery, threats, violence. No, ain't no boom.
The bribery alone.
But what it says, racketeering is defined by a coordinated effort by multiple people to repeatedly earn a profit. This ain't profit based. This is his own sexual proclivities. That ain't profit.
Yeah, because he was the one that had the most money.
He was the one. This wasn't to make profit. This was to make him get off. Hey, Cassie, you're going to sleep with sex workers, and they're going to do this, and I'm going to cheer it on and watch it in this room. That ain't got nothing to do with profit.
So, and that's what his legal counsel is saying. Yes, he is a bad guy.
Nasty
He's
dude.
bribed people. He's threatened people.
He made his
uses
wife
violence.
do things in front of him with other people who were not even safe.
But it wasn't to earn a profit.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like Scarface went down because all of his profit sharing was about, I'm going to kill this guy because this guy has this neighborhood and I want that neighborhood and I'm going to kill this dude and take over his block. And so your empire is growing because your criminal activity is fired up.
Yeah.
This is just somebody being nasty about his own little ways that he likes.
I just don't think that they've showed all their cards yet, the FBI. I think that they're holding out. They're seeing what Diddy's side has to show and what they're going to form in court, their argument, and then all of a sudden you're going to see something pretty shocking.
I am not cheering him on. Somebody just wrote in, Orlando's on Diddy's side. I'm not on his side, but I'm just saying that when you look at, by definition, feds don't get it wrong, but they do hit you with a spaghetti slab of stuff to see what sticks, and then you still don't get to go home. So they're gonna get their conviction rate. Their conviction rate is 99% on a purpose. You know, like they don't lose, but they're not gonna hit all 100% of it if they can prove that this dude's nastiness is what led the rule.
Well, Orlando, you got to shoot for the stars. You know?
Yeah.
You got to reach for as much as you can.
They said, imagine the party if he walks free.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
I don't think he is. He has that ego.
If he gets out, he's throwing a party.
Who's
it
going? No
may
one's
not
gonna
be
go hang out
not
with
be
him.
public, but he's gonna throw one.
Yeah, with his family, maybe.
Somebody, it's okay. So Sin just said this, and I'm just gonna read this because this is from a woman. Says she is a grown ass woman. It would only take one time for somebody to hit me, and I'm calling the police. I'm not going to continue with the behavior just because you have money. I'm not excusing anything that he did, but she chose to continue in that life and to get slutted out.
Well, I mean, to defend her, she said that she was drugged a lot of the time. I mean, I don't know. She got to pay out for a reason, so.
Yeah. And then people are going to call it victim shaming, but you got to call a spade a spade. Like, you was with somebody for 10. It's like what did they say about Smokey Robinson? He sexually assaulted all of the housekeepers,
the maids, yeah,
and for years, right? So how you coming back to work the next day?
Yeah.
How I sexually harass one maid and the other 3 maids are still coming to work, and then it's like, okay, it's her turn for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Why
ain't nobody decide, you know what, I'm not doing this no more, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
So now we scared of Diddy, we scared of Smokey Robinson, we scared of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just decide to take it. But and I don't mean to be mean, but some people decide, you know what, the money is worth it. I might not be in the best work position, but I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Like, those are people. And those people who show up, think about it. He wasn't stealing women and taking them to Lolita Island. He was saying, I'm throwing this white party. Y'all want to come? Ladies like, hell yeah, I want to come. There's going to be stars there. There's going to be athletes there. I get to hang out. And they're like, yeah, you're going to have to, sip on the drinks and all this other stuff. Yep, sure do. Willing to do it. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of the people who were there.
If you're a willing participant, it sounds like over time she wasn't. Yeah, and she was held captive.
But people stay in whatever their decision is to stay in their relationships or whatever. They stay for different reasons. So there's like each situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody just wrote, everyone can't leave. I get that. Everyone can't. And some people have power to come back and get you. She left before he came and got her, and she went back.
Right. And $30 million, I mean, obviously something horrible happened. I mean, we saw the video evidence of it. If that's just a slice of what happened, it's horrible. It's awful.
If you loved that video, then you're going to want to check out more. Make sure you hit subscribe right below.